Class, you're supposed to answer me, you know.
Jaden, Dejon, Stefan, you need to interact with Miss Gibbon. She alone can't talk right throughout the class. You have to interact. You have to ask questions. You have to acknowledge. Yes, no.
Everyone got the definition for an angle?
Yes.
All right, so when constructing angles, you're basically doing two things. So you're bisecting and dividing. What do you think I mean by bisecting? Class, what is bisecting? What does bi mean? Two, right? All right, so when you're bisecting, you're basically dividing something into two equal parts. And division is basically when you're cutting up something. All right, so before we even get into constructing our angles, we're going to set up our join space. So Dujan, you can just copy what I do, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm setting my limits. So it's LIM. And the computer loading up. All right. LIM, short for limits. Enter. Dujan, you did that? LIM, enter.
No, miss, may I sign in?
I'm waiting on you. Let me know when you're ready.
Yes, miss.
For the others who don't have AutoCAD, no. If it's a case where you don't have the device, you can always use the mobile app. Sir already sent a video on the mobile app in the Google Classroom. So what you can do, you can just watch the recording of the class and then just practice on your own. Okay, Stefan and Jaden.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Dejan, open up your AutoCAD software.
Yes, miss, I open it up.
You ready?
Hold on for a moment. I never remember the password. I wrote it somewhere. I never remember it.
Oh, say I forgot the password.
Yes, please.
Alright, so I can't start the class any longer. So what you can do, just pay attention for now, then watch the recording and practice on your own. Hopefully you find the password. Alright, Dujan?
Yes, please.
Alright, good. So after typing LIM enter, it's going to ask you to specify your lower left corner. By default, you should click on 0, 0, which is already here. So what you're going to do is just click the enter key again. So enter. Now you're going to specify your upper left corner. This is going to give you the length and width of your drawing space. So mine is already set. As you can see here, I have an upper right corner measurement of 150 by 100. So what you can do is just type 150, 100 and the enter key. After doing that, you have to ensure that you zoom all. So Z for zoom, enter all here, and you're done. The next thing I'm going to do is set up my units. So UN, short for units, enter. A prompt should pop up. I'm going on my position, ∠0, I'm going to use that. Then click OK. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to bisect a line. How would I go about drawing a line? Anybody? How would I go about drawing a line?
Select line, miss.
Yes. Which command?
I think a line or off, miss.
It's the line command.
Oh,
So it's
line
over here.
command.
Yes, the line command. So select the line command. It's asking you to specify your first point. Write my point here. I want a length of 60. So 60, enter. Anyone remember how I exit the command? I'm finished with the line, but it's still asking me to specify my next point. What should I do? You click the enter key or escape. So we're going to use this, the text command right above the annotation panel. So just select the text command. It's asking me to specify my first corner. I'm to select it and asking me to specify my opposite corner and to stop there. So I want to label this first point A. So A, escape. Going to label the next endpoint. So B, escape. All right, so I have a line AB of the length 60 millimeters. When bisecting a line or constructing angles, you'll be using the R command, but it has to be a specific type. So it has to be the center, start, end. You can make a note of that in your notebooks. When constructing angles or triangles, we're going to use the center, start, end arc. So I'm going to select that. It's asking me to specify the center point of my arc. I'm going by point A. You have to ensure that the object snap is on also. I'll be using the endpoint, center, and intersection. All right, so I'm going to select my center at point A, turn off my ortho mode. All right, so when constructing these are to bisect a line, the radius of the arc should be greater than half the length of the line. And what did I say my length was again?
150
What was the length of my line AB? Try again. Stefan, what was the length of the line AB? I mentioned it twice already. All right, so the length of my line AB is 60. And like I said earlier, the radius should be greater than half of that length. So I'm going to use a radius of 35. So 35, enter. You're going to pull to the left. And later you'll realize that that's the only direction it could go to get an arc. If you go the opposite, you're going to get a circle. And it's going to ask you to, you're not going to be able to close it. So the best direction you should go is to the left. I want to click to select where I want it to stop. Click on my arc command again. Select point B. Remember, I'm going to the left. So I'm going to type the radius of 35. Enter. Pull to cut that first arc. Click again. I'm going to label those two intersections, those two arcs created. So I'm going to label the top one C. So C, escape. We'll pull it closer to the intersection. All right. Label my next intersection, D. So D, escape. All right, good. So those two intersecting points should give me, if I should draw a line through it, it would cut the line AB directly in the center. So we're going to test if it cuts the line AB directly in the center. What we're going to do, click on the dimension command, linear. Select where the line AB and CD intersect. Pull to the endpoint at B. And as you can see, that's a length of 30. Is everyone seeing that?
Yes, miss.
You think you could manage that on your own?
Not really, miss.
No. That's why you need to get the device. You need to get the software so we can work together in the class. But for now, you can just watch the recording.
So I'm not going to lie to you. I
All right.
out for a minute. I was trying to get my AutoCAD signed in because the verification code didn't send originally, and I forgot about it for like a week. And I'm decided to sign in now. I know the code sent.
Oh gosh. I don't know how you're going to fix that problem. Probably have to sign in and create another one.
Mr. Work now.
That work now? All right, good. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to construct a 90-degree angle. I'm going to create my baseline. I'm using any length this time.
Sorry, miss. 1 minute. Andre, good morning.
Right.
Andre Bailey.
Morning, sir.
Do you have AutoCAD open?
No, sir.
All right, you need to open it and follow what miss is doing. Okay? Go ahead, miss.
All right. Andre, let me know when you're ready. When you open the software, let me know. All right, so I'm going to label those 2 points again. First point A. Second point C. All right, so after doing that, the next thing I should do when constructing a 90-degree angle is to construct a semicircle to cut the line AB. Damn, I have C here. AB. All right, so I have to construct a semicircle to cut the line AB twice. So I'm going to select any point. I don't want midpoint. Let me turn on nearest point. All right. Any point on the line AB, I'm going to choose here. I'm going to use a radius of 20 for my semicircle. So 20, enter, pull to the left, cut the line AB twice, click again to exit the command. I'm going to label those 2 points where the semicircle cuts the line AB. So the first point, I'm going to label that C. So C, escape, move it closer to that point. All right. Next point, I'm going to label that D. So D, escape. All right, so what that does is give me 2 more points where I should construct my arcs to get the 90-degree angle. So I'm going to click on the arc command again. Click on the arc command again. I'm going to use C and D as my center this time. I'm going to use a radius of 50. So 50, enter. That's my first arc. Another arc at center being at point C. What radius did I use for the first arc?
60.
60.
Yes, 60.
Let me check. What you can do to check is just click on the line, the arc, over any of the grip, and you'll be able to see the radius. And as you can see, I used a radius of 50, not 60. So, to create my second arc, center being C, radius 50, hold to cut that first arc, where those 2 arcs meet, going to label that point E, so E, escape, move it closer. Oops. You enter to undo. Move. All right. What I should have done, I should have labeled the center of the semicircle also. So let me do that quickly. The center of the semicircle, I'm going to call that point P. So P, escape. All right. So if I should draw a line from point E to P, that would create a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to do that now. So click on the line command, intersection at E, pull to the center at P, turn off my nearest point. All right. Where's the center? Why is that coming up? All right, let me turn off midpoint for a sec. All right, sorry. So there's the center. So click on the center, enter to exit. I'm going to measure if that's an angle of 90 degrees. So I'm going to go over to dimension. On the right, I'm going to click on the down. When measuring angles, you use this one, angular. Everyone seen that?
Yes, please, I see
Is
this.
everyone seeing that? All right, good.
Yes, please.
So we're using this one, angular. Andre, you ready? All right, so it's asking me to select a line. So I want to select the line EP and the line AB. And as you can see, that's an angle of 90 degrees. Good. So I want an angle of 45 degrees from this. Does anyone remember what I said bisection was? What is bisecting?
Is two equal parts.
Yeah, so we're dividing into two equal parts. And half of 90 is what? Stefan, what is half of 90? Stefan, you sleeping?
Half of 90 is 45 or something.
Thank you, Dejan. It is correct, so you're correct. It's 45. All right, so where this semicircle cuts the line that I just created, this line EP, that's important. I'm going to use it as one of my center of my arc. So I'm going to label that point. So I'm going to label that point F. F, escape. Move closer to that point. All right. So when bisecting angles, you're going to use the arc command again. So click on the arc command. One of my center is going to be at point D. Going to use a radius of 50 again. So 50, enter, pull. The next center of my second arc will be at point F. So 50, enter, pull. Let me lengthen this arc. So what you can do is just click on the arc, over the grid in the direction you want to extend the arc. I'm going to extend to this side. You should see stretch and lengthen pop up. I'm going to click on lengthen, then just pull to how far I want it to go. I'm going to stop right here. So just click and to stop. So where those two arcs meet, I'm going to label that point. I'm going to call that point G. Click on the text command, specify your first corner, specify your opposite corner, type the letter G, click the escape button. There you have it. So now I'm going to draw a line through point P through to point G. And this line that I just created, this line right here, this is called the bisector. So it bisected this angle, the 90-degree angle that we created earlier. Stefan, what did I say the line was called? This line.
Bisector.
Can you repeat that, Stefan?
A bisector.
Good. All right. The next angle we're going to create is a 60-degree angle. Andre, you ready? All right. So what should I do first? I want to construct an angle of 60.
Miss,
What's the first thing I should do?
excuse me, miss.
Yes?
Miss, I can't find it on my laptop.
Still can't find it. All
No,
right.
no, miss.
Did you download it?
I did send my certificate and things, sir. I can't remember like the website to go to.
Yeah, but did you download the software?
No, he did say I was supposed to come back in 2 days.
All right. After class, we'll look at it. All right. Go ahead, miss.
All right. So I want to construct a 60-degree angle. That's the first thing I should do. What was the first thing I did when I did these two? Jaden, what was the first thing I did? Dujan?
If you find your angle, miss.
Try again. First thing I did. All right, so the first thing I did was to draw my baseline, remember? My baseline. So I'm going to label my baseline BC. All right. So when constructing a 60-degree angle, it's different than when we did the 90-degree. All right, so after creating the baseline, the next thing we should do is to draw an arc. When drawing the arc, the center should be at point B. So I'm going to click on the endpoint at B. I'm going to select a radius of 30. So 30, enter. Swing my arc to cut the baseline BC and extend the arc. All right, so where that arc cuts the line BC, I'm going to label that point D. So D escape. After doing that, I'm going to draw another arc. This time, the center would be at point D. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw an arc to cut this first arc here. But the radius should be the same as the first. And what radius did I use for the first one? Jaden, what was the radius of my first arc? Andre,
Yes, miss.
what's the radius of my first arc?
Because it's 60 degrees.
think it was 30.
No.
30 or 30.
Yes, it's 30. It's 30. So 30, enter. You have to remember that it has to be the same radius. If you're going to use a different radius, you're not going to get this 60-degree angle. All right, so where those two arcs meet, I'm going to label that point. I'm going to label that point E. So E, escape. All right, so if I should draw a line from point B through to point E, that would give me a 60-degree angle. I'm going to extend the line. So just click on it, over to the grip. In the direction you want to extend the line, click on lengthen, pull to how far you want it to extend. All right. So we're going to check if that's a 60-degree angle. What did I say we should use when checking our angles? Which command did we use to check our angles?
Center, start, and end.
No, we use that one to create the arc. I want to
Oh.
check the angle. I want to measure the angle. It's this one right here. Angular. Remember? So we use this to check angles. So I'm going to click on the line EB and the line BC. And as you can see, that's an angle of 60 degrees. If I should bisect this angle, what two angles would I get?
No, I think could I get two circles?
Listen carefully. If I should bisect this 60-degree angle, what two angle would I get on either side? What do we say bisecting was again?
Bisecting is two equal parts.
All right, so two equal parts. So if I should bisect this 60-degree angle, what angles would I get? What is 60 divided by 2?
minutes.
Yes. So I would get two sets of 30-degree angles. So we're going to do that next. We're going to bisect the 60-degree angle. When bisecting, we're going to create arcs. I'm going to click on the arc command. All right, where do you think one of my centers would be? Let me give you a hint over here. Remember when we did this one? What did we use as centers to get these two arcs?
Angular or something like that.
No, listen carefully. Which 2 points did I use as centers to get these two arcs here? We're not moving on until someone tell me the answer. Look, answer is right in front of you. Which 2 point did I use as my center to get this 45 here? I labeled all my points. Andre.
Miss, I would like to say this. Sorry if I'm spacing out too much. I haven't slept since 12 a.m.
You haven't slept?
No,
I wonder why.
because I have sleeping issues, and if I did sleep more, I end up wake up like all of the class I would have done by the time I wake up.
Oh, and then you need to change that. Try going to bed earlier.
You have to try and keep up, Stefan,
Jaden.
and change that sleeping habit. Find a way. You have it within you to change that sleeping habit. All right?
Sir.
Jaden.
Yes, miss.
Which 2 points did the semicircle cut this angle, this 90-degree angle? Wait, let me zoom in. Maybe I can't see properly. Where did the semicircle in red cut this 90-degree angle?
Miss, where?
Yes, where? Which points? I labeled all my points. Where
Miss,
did the semicircle in red cut the 90-degree angle? Stefan?
F&D.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Stefan.
1 minute, miss.
I
Yes.
said, miss.
Ariana Brown? Ariana? Ariana? Ariana, let us know if you're there. Go ahead. You're not responding. I've moved away from our device. Oh. Is your mic working? Do you have AutoCAD open? If you have downloaded AutoCAD already, you need to open it so you can follow Miss and do what she's doing. All right? Okay, go ahead, Miss.
All right. So my next question again. Where does this arc in red cut the 60-degree angle? Hey guys, I see my screen here. Class.
Miss, I didn't hear what you said. I spaced out for a second.
I'm asking if you're seeing my screen clearly.
Yes, miss. Sometimes it go blurry and just come back to normal, but yes, I see.
All right, you seeing it clearly now?
Yes, miss.
All right, so answer the question. Where does the arc in red cut the 60-degree angle? I labeled all my points already.
E and D, miss.
Repeat.
E and D.
Try B.
E and D.
All right, so yes, it's E and D. So to bisect that 60-degree angle, we're going to draw two arcs, center being E and D. So I'm going to select point D as my first center. I'm going to use a radius of 50. So 50, enter, pull. I'm going to draw another arc, center at point E. I remember I said the radius has to be the same. So I'm going to choose, type in 50, pull, label where those two arcs intersect. Call that point G. Or rather, let me label that point F. That's the next letter. So F. All right, so I got point F. What's the next thing I should do? That's the next step I should do to get the third, to divide the 60-degree angle into 30s. Andre, what's the next step? I got point F already. So what's the next thing I should do?
I don't know, miss. It's challenging for me.
It's challenging. You're basically repeating the same steps. Do Jean, you want to try?
I'm not sure, miss.
You're not sure?
No, miss.
All right. The next thing I should do is just draw a line. So it would be at the intersection right here at D, where the 60-degree angle meets. You see in these two lines, they meet at point B. So we're going to use that as one of our point for our line. And then pull it to where?
R. To R.
I don't have any R.
Oh, no, R. F.
Yes, F. So you pull to the intersection at F. And what is this line called? Stefan answered the first time I asked this question. That means you weren't paying attention.
A bisect line, miss.
Bisector.
Bisector line. Oh.
Yes. So we're going to check if it's a 30 degree. So click on the angular, click on the line FB and the line BC. And as you can see, that's an angle of 30. But did the same thing over here. On this line and this line. That's another angle of 30. 30 plus 30 is 60. All right. So I want to draw a 120 angle this time. That's the first step. I asked this question earlier. First step when constructing angles.
Is to draw the baseline. Have to draw the
Yes.
baseline.
All right, so we draw the baseline. All right, so I have my baseline. We're going to label our 2 points, B and C. So B, escape. C, escape. All right, so I have my baseline. So when constructing my 120-degree angle, what we're going to do is basically construct two 60-degree angles. Because 60 plus 60 is what, 120, right? Right, class?
Yes, yes.
All right. Do you remember the steps I did to get the 60-degree angle? What was my second step?
Got it. No.
Look. Remember, I label all my points, so just look at the points and you'll get an idea. Look at point D over here. What did I do to get this point D? Stefan, what did I do to get point D? All right. So I drew a line, an arc, center being at point B. To cut the line BC, I'm going to use a radius of 30 again. So 30, enter, pull. Where that arc cuts the line BC, I'm going to label that point D. So D escape. I'd be over there. Move. Alright, so I have point D. What was the third step?
To draw this bisector line.
How would I draw the line?
I see B, the first one.
Try again. Which point would I draw the line through? Dujan?
The R, miss. I see the R.
Yes. I have to get the arc to cut this first arc, right?
Yes, yes.
Alright, good. So we're going to draw an arc again. And where would the center be?
Yes.
Where would be the center of my second arc?
Yes.
Repeat. I'm gonna turn up my laptop. Repeat.
I'm hearing it quite clearly, So you're supposed to be hearing it clearly as well.
Stefan?
Demas. D.
D?
D no Demas. D.
No. If I draw an arc from B, it will cut it. So I can't, remember it has to intersect like this. It has to intersect like this. So the center of my second arc would be at point D. And the radius would have to be the same as the first, so it has to be 30. So 30, enter, pull. I'm going to label that point. Point E. But remember that we wanted a 120, not a 60. So what do you think we'll have to do again? Class, what do you think we have to do again?
Divide.
Try again. All right, so I'm going to answer. You have to construct another 60-degree angle. Remember, 60 plus 60 is 120, and you want a 120-degree angle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick on the arc command again. This time, the center would be at point E. And what would be the radius? Class, what would be the radius?
43. 32.
Try again. What radius did we use for
32.
30? Remember, we used 30 for this one, and then we used 30 for this one again. It has to be the same radius, so 30 again. So click on the arc command, center at point E, radius 30, enter, pull. Where that arc cuts the first arc again, I'm going to label that point F. So F, escape, move it closer. What if I wanted a 180-degree angle? What if I wanted a 180? 3/6 is what?
3/6 is 18.
Yes, I want a 180-degree angle. So what would I have to do again?
Add up all the 30 then. The 30-degree.
Try again. If I should draw a line from B to E and another line from B to F, each of these sections are 60. So 60, right? I would say that 3/6 is 18. And I want a 180. What do you think I have to do again?
Miss B to
My grade 9 answer this question, you know. Don't let the grade 9 out, do you? Look,
Add
the answer
60.
is right.
And 60.
Yes, I have to add another 60, right?
Yes, please.
And where would be my center?
Miss.
Try again.
Miss D,
Look.
miss.
No. Look, remember our center of our first arc to get this first 60 was at point D. To get the second arc, we went to point E. So when we get in the third, where do you think we should go? Where would be my center?
F, miss.
Yes. So my center would have to be at point F. Has to be the same radius, so 30. Enter. If I should draw a line from this point to B, that's a straight line. And remember, a straight line is 180 degrees, right? Right,
Yes,
class?
miss. Yes, miss.
Are you seeing that now? It's not hard. But if I wanted a 240, 4/6 is 24. Class. But if I wanted a 240-degree angle,
Add another 60.
yes. And how would I get that 60 again? How would I get that 60?
To DRB, miss.
Good, no. If to get the 180-degree angle, we came here as F as center. We use F as center. I want a 240 now, so where would be my center? Class, where would be my center of my fourth arc?
Yes.
Try again.
Miss E, miss.
Try again. Look carefully. I'm only going to do this once. All right, remember what we did to get this first 60? We came here at point D and then swing the arc. To get this second 60, the 120, we came here at E and then we swing our arc. To get the 180, we came at F as center and then we swung our arc to get the 180. Now I want a 240. So that's my fourth 60. Where would be my center?
B.
You guys just guessing. Mr. Frey, you think my question is hard? Mr. Frey? All right, so Mr. Frey not
Sorry,
hearing me.
sorry, I was muted. I'm saying, no, it's not difficult. It's quite appropriate. They should be able to answer it. They need to put on their maths brain right now and not be faced by seeing numbers. Ask the question again. Ask it a different way and let's see if they will understand.
Sir, honestly, I don't know how to ask that question in a simpler way.
All right, ask it again. I have a question. What happened?
All right. So I want a 240-degree angle. And we said that if we should draw another 60 degree again, that's 460. So 460 is 24. I want a 240.
So guys, listen up. A straight line is how much degrees a straight line? Come, who want to answer that for me? Don't want to call on
180.
anybody. 180.
180.
Yes.
Right. So how much more do you need to add to that straight line to get to what? 240. How much more degree you need to add to the straight line to get 240?
60.
60. So,
All right. So I want to create another 60 degree angle. So I have to cut this arc again. So where would be the center of my arc?
E.
Which one of these would be my center?
Venus.
G.
I didn't hear you clearly, guys. I want to hear you clearly as well.
E, sir.
E?
E.
No, man, listen. You want to add 60 more degrees to the 180. The 180 degree is between what? G and D. The GDC line, if you want to call it that. That line where you say GBDC, that's the 180 line. So at what point on the 180 line you're going to put the start the arc to cut that that's 60 degrees?
To cut this.
Sir,
Right.
C.
No.
Repeat.
Go to the other end. Remember, it has to be on the arc that is red.
Or D, sir.
All right, let me show you again.
Try the other side, man.
Remember, we came here at point D to swing this 60 right here at point E. And to get another 60 at over here, our center of the arc was right here at E, and then we swung to get point F. To get the third 60 again, our center was at point F, and we swung to cut the arc at point G. I want another arc of 60. That would give me a 60 degree angle. Where would be my center? I'm not going to move on until you give me the right answer.
Yes, I did.
It's between G and B, miss.
F the genus.
Between B and G? Yes.
Yeah.
So the center of my fourth 60 would be at G. Remember, it has to be the same radius, so 30 again. Enter, swing. I should draw a line from this point to B. It should give me a 240 degree angle. We're going to check. So click on this line and this line. Well, which line did I click on? Okay, it's not selecting that angle. So let me just measure between it. All right, so that's another 60. And 60 times 4 is 240. So the angle right here is a 240-degree angle. You seeing that now? Seeing that
Yes.
now, class?
Yes. Yes.
What if I wanted a 300-degree angle?
Another 60.
All right, and where would be my center?
D to D.
Where would be the center?
Miss Miss near
Let me
D,
label
Miss.
that. Wait, let me label that. Label something. Label that. All right, so where would be my center of that fifth arc?
Miss between H and D, Miss.
You can't tell me between, it's one.
I D.
So tell me one point. D?
H, Miss.
Yeah. D.
All right, so I could use D or I could use H. Let me show you why. So if I should come at point D, my radius 30, and swing to cut this here at the bottom, that should give me a 60-degree angle. And if I should come at point H, radius 30, and swing, as you can see, those two arcs intersect. So you could use any of those 2 points to get the 300-degree angle. The measure. So 60 over there. And it's another 60 in this sector. You think you guys grasp the idea now?
Start over.
Miss do one more.
That's
Start over. But they don't get the other.
start over.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to start over. Let me erase some of these. And you enter.
While Miss does that, there are some new persons I'm seeing. I don't know if they're here for the first time, but let me mark those names and check if I don't have your number and they are not in the group, the class group, just put your number in the chat for me, please.
Bruh.
Okay, thank you, Ariana.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Freya, finish?
No, man, go ahead and do what you do. They just need to put their number in the chat. By the way, when you guys come to class this late, you're marked late. And when you come this late, you miss a lot.
Yep. All right, so I have my arc that cuts the line BC. Where the arc cuts the line BC, which is here, I'm going to label that point 1. So that's 1. All right, so to get this 60-degree angle, we have to use the R command, center being point 1, using the same radius as the first, so 30, enter, pull. Where that arc cuts the first arc in red, I'm going to label that point 2. All right, so 2. So that's point 2. And if I should draw a line from point 2 to point B, that would give me an angle of 60. So I want 120. That's another 60. 60 plus 60 is 120. Where would be the center of my third arc? So the center of my third arc would be at point 2. Using the same radius 30, we're going to swing to cut the arc in red again. I'm going to label that point 3. Why not moving so far? All right. All right, so I have point 3. Draw a line from point 3 to point B. I'm going to measure it. Point 3 to this line here is 120. Everyone seen the 120?
Yes, miss.
Class has seen the 120?
Yes, miss.
All right, so I want a 180. All right, good. I want a 180. Where would be the center of that arc?
Miss B.
You guys not realizing
B.
the trend? No, try again. Class, the center of our arcs are always on this semicircle in red. So my first one was here in a swing. The second one was at point 2, then I swung. The third point would have to be at point 3. So point 3, as my center radius 30 has to be the same. I should swing. That would give me a 180-degree angle, that straight line. I'm going to label that point 4. If I want a 240, where would be my center?
Four.
Yes. So center being 4, radius 30, the same radius, cut. I'm going to label that point 5. So 5. I want a 300-degree angle. $60 divided by 300 is what?
$240.
$240 me.
So this right here would give me the 240. And what would be the next angle? If I should swing here, what angle would I get? If my center should be at 0.5.
360 miss.
You're sure?
Think so.
Try again. How much 60s I have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get a fifth 60. What angle would I get? 60 times 5.
65.
Try again.
It's 300.
Yes, 300. So if my center should be at 0.5, radius 30, swing. I should draw a line from point B to this point. And leave it at 0.6. That will give me a 300-degree angle. And if I should swing again, that will give me another 60. 300 plus 60. 300 plus 60 is what?
360.
Yes. And what measures 360? A circle. And we'll have a circle here. You guys understand a bit better now?
Yes, miss, I got it.
So in effect,
Alright,
how
so
many
do I
degrees
need...
make a circle? Sorry, miss.
Alright.
360.
Okay.
Alright. I need to remember, when you're constructing the 60-degree angles, your center will always be on the first arc. So this red one, the center would always be on that, not B. The only time you go at point B is to get this first arc here. Apart from that, your center will always be on that red arc there. So the first one that came here at point 1, the second one that came here at point 2, the third one came here at point 3, the fourth came here at point 4. So it's always on the first arc, the one in red. Good? All right, good. So I'm going to construct a 150. So I'm going to draw my baseline. Label my points. There my point BC. To get the 150, I'm going to construct a 180-degree angle and then bisect. And you understand later on. So I'm going to go on the R command. To get the 120, I have to construct three 60-degree angles. That's 3 6 is 18. Same radius of 30. Where that first arc cuts the line BC, I'm going to use it as my center. 30, enter, pull. That's if I should draw a line from here to here, that will give me a 60. I want a 180. I'm gonna arc command again. Center there, same 30-degree, enter, pull. That would give me a 120-degree angle. And the R command, center here, same radius 30. Pull. All right, so that would give me a 180-degree angle. So I have a 60 here. Another 60 here. And another 60 right here. 3 6 is 18. Oh, wrong thing. All right. So this is a 120. And what angle did I say I want? Class, what angle did I say I want to construct?
180 or something like that. 150.
I want a 150.
No one.
All right, so I have to bisect one of these here. Which one do you think I have to bisect? Which sector do you think I have to bisect to get the 150? Remember, I said that when we're bisecting, we're dividing something into two equal parts. I want a 150. I already have a 120 here. How much more I need to get the 150? How much more do I need to add to 120 to get 150?
It's 10 more.
Miss 30, miss. Is somebody say I want miss 150?
Yes.
30 more, miss.
All right, so I have to bisect one of these 60s. So which sector I have to bisect? This one, this is the first, this one the second, or this one the third?
Miss the third one.
Yes. So I'm going to bisect the third sector. So center here, going to use a radius of 40, 40, enter, pull. Another arc center at this end here.
Lamoy. Thank you.
All right. So I used the 40 for the first one. So I have to use 40 again for the second. Pull. So that would bisect the 180. I should draw a line from this intersection to point B. That should give me a 150-degree angle. So I'm going to check. So I'm going to click on this line and this line. And as you can see, that's a 150. Is everyone seeing that?
Yes, please.
What if I wanted a 90? What if I wanted a 90? Which sector would I have to divide? This first one here, this second one here, or this third one?
Yeah, no, the third one, I guess,
Third
and the
one, miss.
second one.
Repeat.
Third.
The third one.
Let's, no, try again.
The first one, me.
The first one here would give me a 60. I want a 90.
Oh. Oh, the second one, I guess.
Yes, it have to be the second one. So I have to divide this 60 right here. So we're going to do that. So center here, because we're using this first. All right, let me change the color. All right, we're using that. So the center would have to be on this arc here. So I'm going to use this point, radius 40, swing, create my second arc, center right there, radius the same, so 40. If I should draw a line, so this intersection, 2 point B, that would give me a 90 because 60 plus 30. 60 plus 30 is 90, right?
90.
All right, what if I wanted a 75? How much more I need to add to 60 to get 75?
I know, 45, I guess.
15, miss. 15.
All right, so what would I need to bisect? From here to here is 90. I want a 75. Which sector I think I would have to bisect? How much more we need to get 15? To get 75, I should say?
15, right?
Yes. So what would
You
I
say I
need?
continue at the same point?
Yeah, same. I'm using this same thing right here.
We are continue at the same point.
Yeah. So where would I need to divide? Here, this region here where the 60 is, or this region here where the 30 is?
Where 30 is.
All right, because half of 30 is 15, right?
Yeah.
1 minute, miss.
All right.
Guys, just a minute, miss. All right,
Yes.
guys, if you're not able to see the screen that miss is presenting fully, if you hover over the screen, you'll see three things. One is a circle with a minus sign in it. One is a speaker over which crosses it, and the other is a pin like a thumbtack. If you click on the thumbtack, it will enlarge that screen for you so you can see only that screen and not everybody who is on the call, so you can see the screen bigger. All right, so you can click on the thumbtack and it will enlarge it. If you want to come out of that view, you just click back on it and it will give you back the regular view. All right, go ahead, miss.
All right. So I would have to bisect this 30 here. Remember, I said that my center would be it where the first arc in red is. So where the straight line cuts the arc in red, I'm going to use that as one of my center. I'm going to use a radius of 40. Pull. Where would be my second center? We're dividing this region here. Would I be correct if I use this area as my center? Class?
You have to use the third one, miss.
Which third one? Remember, we're dividing this angle, you know, this 30.
Yeah.
To get a 15 out of it. I remember I said that we'd have to use the center where and this arc right here, the one in red. As you can see, this 30 touch this arc at this point right here and this point. So I'd have to use those 2 points as my center. So my second center would have to be at this point. Same radius of 40. Undo. All right. So same radius of 40. So 40, enter. Swing. So I need to lengthen the first arc. Hover over the grip in the direction I want to lengthen the arc. Click on lengthen, pull. All right, so where these 2 arcs intersect, I will use that as one of my as one of my points for my line. So click on the line command, click on the intersection of those 2 arcs and pull to where? Where would I pull the line?
It's to Davis.
Class, where would I pull the line? To where?
D.
D?
D.
I don't have any D.
Then I know D.
B. All right.
Oh, B.
So B. I want, yes. That's a 75. You seeing that now?
Yes, miss.
Class, you just need to practice on your own. You just need to practice. I sent a handout in the Google Classroom, so you can use that to guide you. I can send a sheet with the steps. So you can just look on that sheet and then just practice. Because from now on, you have to save all the drawings you do. So hopefully next week, you guys will start out your AutoCAD.
Not only that, miss, every single piece of drawing is a graded work. No drawing goes ungraded, so every single piece of drawing will be a graded work.
You hear that? Every single thing. All right, so we have 10 minutes left. We were supposed to do angles and triangles, but since you guys had some issue with the angles, I'm going to stop here. But before that, is there anything you want me to go over? Remember, you have to do these on your own, so ask me questions from now.
Let's go over that one.
Go over which one?
Before that one, I just do put 75.
The 75?
Yeah, yes.
All right. No problem. I'm going to redo. I don't need them there. All right. So the first thing when constructing angles is to draw your baseline. Turn on my auto mode to get a straight line. All right, so click on the line command. I'm going to use a line of any length. All right, enter. Label my points. I'm going to use B and C. All right, B and C. What's the next step? We did it 3 times already. We're basically repeating the same steps. So first I have to construct my first 60. What's the next step? The next step is to draw an arc to cut the line BC. I'm going to use a radius of, let me change the radius. I'm going to use 50. No, 40 this time. So 40, enter, pull. Where that arc cuts the line BC, I'm going to call that point D. So D, escape. All right, I'm going to change the color of my arc. Pull it to bilayer. I'm going to use red. All right, so to get the 60, where would be my center of my arc? Class, to get the 60, where would be my center of the second arc?
B.
Where?
B.
B?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please, B.
So, no, Dujan. The center would be D. D. And the radius would be what?
30.
Dujan, what's the radius I used for the first arc in red?
60 and 35.
No, I use a radius of 40.
Oh,
You seen the 40?
yeah, please.
All right,
Yes,
remember, yes. Remember we said it has to be the same radius. If we use a different radius, we're not going to get the 60. So 40, enter. Where that arc cuts the first arc in red, I'm going to label that point. I'm going to label that point E. All right, so if I should draw a line from E to B, that will give me a 60. But we don't want a 60, we want a 75. So we have to construct another 60-degree angle and bisect. So I'm going to draw another 60, where would be the center of that arc. Dujan,
yes, please.
where would be the center?
To between B and E means.
Don't
B
tell
and
me no between, give me 1 point.
D with.
Remember, we use D as a center already to get the 60 here at point E. Yeah. We want another 60. Remember, that center would have to touch the first arc. So other than point D, which other point is touching the first arc in red?
Oh, E, miss.
Yes. So E as my center, radius what?
Radio 60, miss. 530.
Dujan, Dujan,
Yes, miss.
you must thank God for being online because I'll pinch you right now. Remember we use a radius of 40? Look, you
Oh,
see in the
yes.
40?
Yes, miss.
Yes. You have to remember to use the same radius. All right, so center E, radius 40, so 40, enter, pull, change my bilayer color to green, where that second arc touch the arc in red. I'm going to label that point. The next letter in the alphabet is F. So F, escape, move it closer. All right, so move. Good. So this would give me another 60. We want a 75, so we'll have to bisect. Which region you think we'll have to bisect? This first one here or this second one here?
First
How
one.
much more we need to add to 60? You sure?
Yes, miss.
Which angle we constructed? 75. If
25.
I bisect this 60 here, it's going to get lesser.
Oh, the
We
second
want a
one.
75. All right, good. So bisect the second one. Where do you think the center would be? To bisect this region here, where do you think my centers would be?
D, miss.
Remember we said that the center, where?
D.
D over here?
Yes, miss. One in the middle.
Try again.
F.
Remember I said the center should touch, yes, so use F as 1. So we use F as 1, we're going to use a radius of 50, so 50, enter, swing. Where would be my second center of the arc? So I want to draw one more arc. Where would be my next center? Remember we're dividing this angle here. And we said that the centers would have to touch the first arc in red. We use this point as one center already. Where would be in the next center? Dujan,
Yes, miss.
where would be my next center?
Next center. F. The team said that already.
We use F already.
Yeah, I think could have be E.
Yes, would have to be E. And the radius would have to be the same, 50 as the first. All right, draw a line. All right, so we've just created a 30. But we want a 75, right? So this 30 plus the 60 will give us a 90. We want a 75, so we have to bisect again. Dujan, we have to bisect again.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
So where would I use as my center? Where would I
Genius.
use as my centers?
G.
Yes. So G, radius 40. Who will be my next center? We're dividing this 30 here that we just created. Where would be my next center?
E.
Yes. So E as center, radius 40. Swing. I'm going to extend this line, this arc, I should say. All right. So if I should draw a line from this intersection here, where would I pull the line?
B. Miss.
Where would I pull the, where?
B. B as in boy.
Yes, B. All right, so we'll check if that's a 75. And there you have it, that's a 75. You understand better now, Dujan?
Yes, Miss. I just know.
All right, good. So if you have any questions when you're practicing on your own, just send me a message.
Okay, Miss.
All right.
Dogs, Miss.
So if
All right.
you sign register already,
Just repost it, miss, because I don't think those who came in late saw it. For those who are
all
in,
right, before you leave, sign the register.
Miss is in the WhatsApp group. You can text and ask questions to both of us. If there's anybody in this call, on this meet right now, who is not in the WhatsApp group and did not submit their number earlier, please submit it now.
Sir, I would like to say my local mechanical engineering class and probably pass out of lack of sleep.
No, you're not going to pass out. You're going to be in class.
Guys, remember to sign the register.
Please sign the register quickly. Move to your next class, which has already started. Ariana Brown, you need to go. Andre Bailey. All right, miss. So you're done now, miss, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll talk later. All right.
All right.
All right. Take care. All right. I have to stop the recording.